institutional investors. I want to see how they react today. Will foreign institutional investors panic, or will they breathe a sigh of relief that now that we know the timelines on lockdown have been set? All right, first rates. And it is a green tick on HDFC Bank. It is a green tick on Reliance. It is a green tick on Bharti Airtel. Markets are not scaringly down. That's the point I'm trying to make here. Sensex is not scaringly down. You can say that we are down 10% technically because US markets were up 10%. We are flat. But yeah, a flat market with the lockdown news, I think, is a surprise and a delight on the eyes. So let's look at the first rates. Markets are, some pockets, ABBA really appreciating. HDFC Bank, Wipro, Power Grid, Infosys. I think there is a lot of global rub-off here also. I think some of the local institutions may have just chipped in. Am I reading it right, ABBA? 270 points higher for the Sensex? Or I need to just, perhaps rub my eyes again. Is it true?
You're right, Nikunj. There's no mistaking that screen. 7,900 on the Nifty. And yes, 27,000 above on the Sensex, 350 points. Advanced decline ratio looking relatively healthy. Green across the screen. Reliance, a big block deal pre-market. The stock is up 6% as well. And I think it's, yes, perhaps a bit of the global rub-off. And as you said just before we started as well, everyone has to stay calm, stay positive. See how this really plays out going forward. We've at least heard what we needed to hear. We know what situation we're in. We've got Tech Mahindra on the rise today as well, 4.5%. Remember, IT names were actually looking relatively better even late yesterday. HDFC Bank is up 2.5% right now. What else is looking attractive or at least seeing some action in early trade? Infosys again from the IT basket is moving. HUL in the news as well on production cuts, but it's also seeing a marginal uptick in the green. And other names as well from like an ICICI, HDFC Bank also seeing a little bit of traction. So Nikunj, you're right. I mean, the breadth is still limited, but we're seeing green across the indices, which is heartening, especially on a morning like today.
Like I said, Asha, I mean, if you're an investor, you know that, look, this is the bad news. And you have a serious case because social distancing has worked that India actually will be, because despite its populous, its large population density, could really emerge as the least affected large country in this virus. Now, that's an exciting proposition for a long-term investor to be in. But in the short term, there's going to be pain, there's going to be problem, there would be NPA. I mean, 1/4 to 30% of the GDP technically is shut. It's going to have serious devastating impact. But can we recover? How can one really convert this entire crisis into an opportunity? Samir, I guess everybody knows that there is going to be pain, there is going to be a problem, there is going to be a slowdown, there would be an NPA issues. Some of the sectors would virtually be belly up, some of them will be on the verge of bankruptcy. But what are you doing in this market? I mean, today I think we need to discuss not what the problem is, that how can one really cope up and convert this crisis into an opportunity?
Well, the thing is that it is not necessary that because there's a problem, there is a solution straight away. So I don't think that we should look at it that every crisis is an opportunity on day one of the crisis or week one of the crisis. I say to people that most of us, we as a fund manager and people as individuals, have sufficiently large amounts invested in the stock market, unless you are, switching on the channel for the first time today. Nobody should cut off their SIPs, and we can show you many reasons why, or not reasons, but examples how if you had invested in 2007 December, if you had invested before World War II in Japan, if you had invested in 1929 in October in US, you would have done well. But I also don't like the other side of the equation, which is that today there is a problem. Today, right now, I want to take an advantage of it because there are scenarios which are theoretically quite bad, and it is not that they can be ruled out. So there is no all or none in my life, either as a fund manager or as a commentator on the market. So therefore, you will not be able to take very big advantage of it because you will never have the confidence to put huge amounts in today to say that this crisis is going to change my life because I suddenly sold everything and put it into the market today. So don't look at it as an all or none, because when you say make the crisis into a massive opportunity, I assume, not just making 10% on one trade, that confidence neither we have, neither we want to believe that we have it. It is a slow process. The reality is that if the economy is slowing down, it will take 6-9 months to recover. Some parts will be affected. And I think before that, India must execute this policy well. It is not enough to have a policy. It is good to have it executed well. In between, we should not have 30% of people not have daily wage, people not having any money, or policemen hitting people on the road because they are, going to their stock market office or going to grocery shopping or whatever. All these things also have to be done.